In the latest episode of the Rising the Shield Hero, Naofumi told Raph that once the final wave was over, he was going to go home, and she'd be on her own. But is that really the best option for him? And will it even be possible? Just to be clear, I am only speculating based on what's been in the anime so far. I haven't read the light novels. I ordered them, but for some reason Amazon said they'll take 3 months to be delivered. Weird. Anyway, can the Shield Hero go home? They were certainly a little vague on this when the 4 heroes were first summoned. They promised them that they'd be rewarded, but didn't say much else. I certainly don't doubt that the king would outright lie to them, promising them they could go home, and then just poisoning them at their going away feast. But if that's really the case, this would be a pretty short video, so let's instead assume he is given the choice of going home or staying in this new world. If that is the case, I really don't think he should go home. He still seems to be under the impression that this entire world hates him, but that is just not the case. Ever since the last wave, people have been flocking to him, and not just Philo. The people of Lut saw how bravely he fought and were inspired by him. They not only helped him fight then, but them and their relatives have been helping him ever since. And even with the high prices he charges, he is so beloved by the people for saving their loved ones that stories of the savior of the heavenly fowl have spread across the land. The spear, sword, and bow hero, on the other hand, have basically just screwed everything up, repeatedly, and have been directly responsible for an untold number of deaths. If things don't go completely awful in this next wave, you've all got some pretty big death flags right now, the Shield Hero can end up the most popular and beloved of the 4, especially outside the capital. The Queen has also shown an odd fondness for the Shield Hero, despite her daughter's allegations, and has instructed Melty to aid him. She seems to be under some sort of house arrest at the moment, but is still likely a powerful ally to have. Sword Hero and Bow Hero also defended him during the rigged duel, and while Bow Hero may not trust him, Naofumi seems to have gotten through to the Sword Hero in their last confrontation. This doesn't even include Raph and Philo, who are incredibly loyal to him and will stick by his side no matter what. With all these people supporting him, there's no reason he couldn't be happy in this new world. Also, he's freaking loaded! Selling super high quality medicine and traveling as a trader have made him a fortune. He's so rich he was easily able to afford the class upgrade last episode, and that was after the nuns set the price to be so ridiculously high they never thought he could pay. As he unlocks new skills and becomes more powerful, he'll be able to make even more valuable medicine and accessories, until he can basically just buy half the kingdom. Heck, I'm sure the people wouldn't mind making the savior of the heavenly fowl their new king. And yes, he was promised a big reward if he defeated all the waves, but the king's never gonna pay him. And even if he does, how will he explain coming home one day with bags and bags of gold? His family's gonna think he's a bank robber or nuts, and that's assuming he returned when he left. It could take years to finish off the waves, and his family will have thought he was long since dead when he shows up buff and angry and carrying bags and bags of gold. They will have questions that he cannot possibly answer without getting put in an insane asylum. He's already been missing for months, and they've probably given up hope that he's still alive. I also doubt they were all that great of parents. It's been 10 episodes, and I don't think he's talked about or mentioned missing his family once in all that time. No comments about his mom's cooking or his father's wise words about responsibility. To me, that just screams crappy parents. Plus, they've got another kid. They probably won't even miss him. Raph and Philo, on the other hand, desperately need the Shield Hero. They are considered an inferior race who sided with an enemy of the king. They would almost certainly end up dead or as slaves to someone who isn't nearly as nice within days of Naofumi leaving. Sure, Boss might try to help them out, but he's just one shop owner compared to the entirety of the king's forces. He's probably going to be killed too. Heck, the king's probably going to try to kill him before the Shield Hero even leaves, just to make things harder for him. So in my opinion, the Shield Hero should stick around, get more and more powerful and rich, until through money, the love of the people, or by marrying Melty, he becomes king and then eventually takes over the entire world, granting demi-humans full rights as he goes along. But what if he did go back? Assuming he wasn't carrying a ridiculous amount of gold. As we already covered, that would end poorly. Raph asked last episode if she could come with him, and I think that's an excellent idea. If it's possible, going back with Raph and Philo might be worth it, assuming they took on a more human appearance, and nobody questioned where this little girl who kept calling Naofumi master came from, because that would also end poorly. He could certainly sell to his family that he left home, traveled the world, mined gold, got married to Raph, and had Philo as his daughter. The timeline would probably fit, and from there he'd have the entire history and mechanics of a fantasy world memorized that he could turn into an amazing novel or video game. It's certainly not on the same level of becoming king of the world, but it would tie together all the loose ends and give him that family reunion that I'm sure somebody wants. So let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Should he go home? Should he stay? What do you think? Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, peace!